guys? Welcome back. It's been a very long time since our last Yelverton Show episode, so I do apologize for that. Sorry.
This is why there hasn't been that many.
Most likely. But we have responsibilities here, all of us, and, well, responsibilities. But now that we're back on, finally, again, I think the time has come to discuss maybe what some of our favorite games or game series were of the last generation now that we've been propelled into the new. Out the old, into the new, as they say.
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh yeah, I know.
I don't have the new system.
That's the thing. Some people are still hanging on to the old. But one of the arguably most revolutionary series of last gen was Mass Effect. Now, every medium of entertainment, be it movies, literature, has a magnum opus of sorts for science fiction. With literature, it's probably Dune. Movies, cinema, obviously Star Wars. I mean...
Yes, one of the greatest.
But video games finally kind of got its magnum opus in terms of science fiction with Mass Effect. Now, Mass Effect is almost like a combination of Star Trek, Star Wars, all the greats rolled into one beautiful ball.
Burrito, can we call it a burrito?
A burrito, there we go. But kind of what makes Mass Effect as a role-play game is its characters. And like again, as a role-playing game, characters define an RPG's experience, or rather the player's experience with an RPG. So, I guess to start off here, we're going to be talking about what our favorites are, Heather and I. So, Heather, take it away.
Okay, favorite characters. Well, I mean, I just want to start out by saying that there are so many different species, which is really, really cool. I mean, you have the Asari, the Solarians, which are the scientific aliens, and then the Krogan, humans,
the barbarian
of course.
battle warriors of the Milky Way galaxy.
Then of course you have the humans, which are they kind of refer to them as the babies of the galaxy.
I mean, that's the thing is in the Mass Effect universe, the humans are
not dominant.
They're the noobs. Yeah. They're the ones that just showed up relatively recently.
What's her name? From the second Mass Effect. Was she an Asari? The Justicar.
Sorry, Justicar.
I mean, she's talked about Samara. She's talked about how she's lived for thousands and thousands of years, and she still has a little bit of time to go. So I mean, that's crazy in itself. But favorite characters, I'd have to say Garrus is a Turian. I love Garrus. I mean, he's just awesome. Grunt is, I don't know, at first I was kind of scared of him, but I mean, he's really cool. The Krogans turned out to be awesome. What's another one? I don't know, I kind of like Jack. Jack is really cool.
Jack is a psychopath.
Yeah.
By the way.
she's a biotic, right?
She's a
biotic, but she's human.
No, biotics are basically genetically engineered force powers, basically space magic within the Mass Effect universe. And going back to our favorite characters, you pretty much said mine right off the bat. Garrus, Tarian.
Also, I like Tali. Tali is so freaking cool. I don't know. They're just I love the Quarians. That's probably my favorite race, which, you'd think it'd be humans, but I really love the Quarians for some reason. They're just so cool.
Well, the Quarians, they've basically been trapped in suits. They can't breathe our air. They can't eat our food.
You almost, I don't know, for me, I'm sympathetic towards them, which, might sound crazy, but, because, it's a game, but
well, I mean,
you get attached to it in the characters.
That's the sign of good characters.
Yeah, you get attached to the game.
And being able to, put yourselves in their shoes, so to speak.
Exactly.
So to speak.
But, I mean, the Quarians, they like you said, they're stuck in their suits, but, they don't let that stop them, and they're fighting for their home world.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. And again, like I said, Garrus Vakarian,
yes,
the best friend in all of gaming, pretty much. Now, in terms of a Krogan party member, squad mate, so to speak, I got to go with Or not Rex, over Grunt.
Or not Rex.
Or not Rex.
Well, like I said, see, I've got the...
He was essentially this Krogan bounty hunter that joined your team in the first Mass Effect.
Which I missed out on, because it's only Xbox exclusive.
Which you need to play. And kind of moving on, speaking of the first Mass Effect, one of the, I guess you could say, the appeal of science fiction is just these wondrous galaxies, or even our own, that we really can't even see beyond our own solar system, and Mass Effect gives you the chance to kind of go out, fly your ship, the SSV Normandy, all over the Milky Way galaxy, and explore these uncharted worlds, or even civilized planets. And that's something that was significantly toned down in subsequent entries after the first game, and it was quite disappointing because, in my opinion, Mass Effect kind of lost some of its soul by doing that.
I mean, like I said, once again, I didn't get to play the first Mass Effect that much,
But
but
you should.
yeah, but I mean, Mass Effect 2. I started with Mass Effect 2, and I mean, I really like the way that the exploration. I like that you can explore these different planets and stuff, but and then that you can get the resources from the planets, but as you said, they kind of downgraded, and I feel like as the series went on, it downgraded more with the exploration, because the third one you can't really explore planets
Well, yeah, I mean,
like that.
I can kind of understand with the third entry's lack of exploration. You're in the middle of an intergalactic war, so, I mean, most planets are more than likely going to be piles of rubble.
Exactly.
But,
Which, by the way, touching on that, it's kind of scary exploring, the galaxies that are controlled by the Reapers. It's terrifying.
Yeah, in Mass Effect 3, when you're flying around the galaxy, you can come across certain star systems where Reapers will chase your ship around. If they catch you, dead, done.
Critical mission failure.
Critical mission failure.
Seen that a number of times, so I know that by heart.
but speaking of Mass Effect 1 and exploration, you were saying, actually gathering resources.
Yeah.
Basically in the second game, you just planet scanned and picked them up with probes.
That's how you upgraded your
In the first one, you actually took out, this Land Rover, dropped down to the planet itself, and truly explored it. And, obviously picking up resources, doing certain side missions, so to speak, leveling that character. It is an RPG after all.
And I like how you can level not only your character, Shepard,
your squad
but
mates
your
as
squad
well.
mates as well, yeah.
And speaking of the squad mates, I know you kind of brought up the fact about character customization, applying different armors, firearms.
You can going down to making your character look how you want it to look, and choosing its your character's background.
Definitely. And character background. One thing Mass Effect, it didn't introduce it. That's a big misconception about the Mass Effect series. Many believe that Mass Effect started the concept of basically taking a character in the first game, as an example, making choices, and then importing a save into each subsequent entry, and it's one cohesive story. Through that one save file you basically import. Again, that was not started with Mass Effect. That started with game series way back when, in the 80s, actually. But I think Mass Effect was the first to really show its true potential. I mean, other series have kind of gone on with it, with Dragon Age and The Witcher. But again, Mass Effect was the first to show this concept's true potential. And, I mean, honestly, it propelled Mass Effect
because
to the heights with this.
They added into the dialogue, for example, when you're choosing whether you want your character to be ruthless or a war hero or a lone survivor, they incorporate that into the dialogue, the people that you talk to.
Or a paragon of virtue.
Yeah, paragon or renegade, whatever you want to go with. But yeah, it's interesting.
Which of your squad mates, Commander Shepard, female or male, ends up with as love interests?
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, you can
romance your party
people.
Yeah, so to speak.
Everybody needs a little love.
Yeah, everyone. But and again, speaking of importing that save, actually in Mass Effect 3, your choices throughout Mass Effect 1 and 2 could determine the outcome of that entire war.
Yeah.
And the 3.
That is true.
Talking about each game, I kind of want to get to the big point of this video, and that's comparing each of the games. Which one do we think is best at what it does?
Well, it's kind of hard for me to completely say 100% because the 1 I haven't played all the way through, but I've finished 2 and I'm working on 3, and I don't know. My favorite right now it's definitely 2, but it might change when I finish 3, or supposedly there's a 4 coming out. So
pretty much.
I don't know. We had to see.
Now,
but so far, I think 2 is my favorite.
As I've played all 3, I, for the most part, adored Mass Effect 2, but I know a lot of other Mass Effect fans are in the same boat as Heather. They, even playing all 3 entries, they will argue to the death 2 is the best of the lot. But I take into account a lot of things when deciding, at least within a series, which entry is the best. And in terms of outright, say, gameplay and combat mechanics, 2 and 3 far superior to the first game.
Yeah.
I will definitely argue that. But 1's was not terrible, though.
No, I mean, as far as I played a little bit of 1, and 1 was actually, it was pretty good, and it sets up the basis for everything, so it's hard not to like it. But
and then obviously, again, in Mass Effect 1, it took the character customization, the planetary exploration through star systems, which was for the most part downgraded or dumbed down.
And I mean, like I said, that's the basis for everything.
But then as an RPG, arguably the most important aspect of any role-playing game is how good is its story, its tale, its plot. And out of all 3 entries, Mass Effect 3 was the weakest. It was the weakest link by far. Mass Effect 2, I really liked its story, but Mass Effect 1's was incredible. It was one of the best sci-fi tales ever told.
I heard that. I mean, I've done research on all the games as I got into it, and I heard that Mass Effect 1 is definitely the best storyline. But like I said, 2 is really good.
But and one of the reasons why I enjoy a good storyline is I love a good villain. I really do. In my opinion, sometimes a villain can carry forward.
It's the person you
a plot even more than a hero.
Love to hate.
Exactly, or hate to love. And in this case, Mass Effect 2 and 3 had a character by the name of the Elusive Man who ran like this terrorist organization that you ended up working for. And as great as a villain as he was, he does not compare to Saren Arturius from Mass Effect 1. Completely different ends of the spectrum in terms of villain quality. But beyond just that, I mean, in my opinion, in terms of the overall plot of each of the 3 games, it's honestly nothing to write home about. I mean, it for the most part has been done before, like Save the Galaxy, woo, we haven't seen that. Like in terms of the development studio, BioWare, they constructed a far superior tale, science fiction-wise, with Knights of the Old Republic back in 2003.
Oh, yes. That was one of my favorite. I love that.
Way better story than Mass Effect. I'm sorry to say that, ME fans. I apologize if you even watch this. Anyway, but, I mean, again, just the gist of this whole event here is expose Mass Effect. Everyone go play it. Whatever system
awesome.
You prefer, PS3, Xbox 360, PC.
A little bit of advice though, Xbox 360 would probably be the best considering that the first one is Xbox exclusive.
Not anymore.
And the only way,
not anymore.
Well, I mean, the only way that you can play, as far as I know right now, the only way that you can play them all 3 on the PS3, PlayStation, is if you buy the trilogy pack altogether, which you might be, putting out a little bit of money for that.
No, PC, you can, obviously you can buy all 3 separately.
Yeah.
You definitely get improved visuals on that front if that's what you care about. But overall, I mean, same games, all 3 platforms, all incredible. And Heather, any final more thoughts?
just Mass Effect is awesome. You should play it. I mean, it's just really enjoyable. The way that they, like I said, the storyline, it's been done before, but the way that they tie them all together is really, really good. And I mean, I personally just love it. And the characters, you kind of get attached to the game and the characters, and you won't regret playing it.
Definitely not. Go out, audience. Go play Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Go enjoy it. See you next time.